Hi there, I'm Michael O'Giblin with Fiddlershop.com and welcome to the 2024 Fiddlerman Christmas Group Project. This is a tutorial on the first part. We're so excited that you've decided to be a part of the group project. This year we're working on the beautiful hymn, O Come, Emmanuel. And there's a lot of great things about this project. It's very beginner friendly. You can play everything in first position on open strings if you want, or you can choose some more sophisticated fingerings. There's a lot of shifting if you choose to. There's a lot of bow planning and sound production and sustaining things to work on. Intonation, of course, but also the benefit that you get from recording yourself and having the pressure and having to play along with the click track. A word about the click track, I'll get to it in a second, but the click track and all the sheet music that you're going to need is all in the description box below. It'll take you to fiddlerman.com with all the other uploading instructions and the deadlines. Yes, December 2nd is the deadline to upload your video, submit any recordings that you would like to be included. We're going to edit it all together into a giant virtual orchestra. It's going to sound magnificent. So some things just to get us all on the same page before I get into sort of the tutorial and demonstrate each part for you is that we want to tune to A440, just so that we're all on the same page, especially if you're using open strings, that we all sound nice. You have to use the click track, and so you have to use like an earbud or a headphones and on a second device because we don't want the two audio sources being recorded at the same time. When you film, please record in landscape mode, not in portrait mode, and try to get your whole face and instrument in the shot. And so maybe try to elevate the camera if you can. And so don't be too close to the camera. Likewise, don't be too far away from the camera or like only your hands. We want to see your face and beautiful expressions. And you're welcome to wear something festive if you'd like. This is my only time I wear this jacket all year. I think I wore it last time for the 2023 group Christmas project. So something fun. We're all about having a good time and making some beautiful music. I think, and let me see if there's any last instructions I wrote. You can, of course, submit multiple parts. So any part can be played on any instrument. It doesn't have to be the fourth part only for cello. And a word about the click track that you'll find again in the description box below is that it's a little active. It's a little bit of a rock beat for a piece is a little bit somber. So try to, you're going to have a little bit of inner conflict of playing nice and smoothly when you hear 1, 2, 3. I want you to set the scene for us. I want you to imagine you're, a Gregorian monk, and out of the darkness, out of the stillness, you're going to start, O come. It's a very long line, so please don't get carried away and playing, oh, come, very, following the beat a lot. It's very tempting. Even I felt that way. All right, so let's get into some of the specifics. This whole first part, you can play it in first position with open strings if you'd like. Really try to keep this phrase growing, starting very softly. O come, O come. All right, we're going forwards. We're not starting off like it's not a pickup. If you choose to shift, I like it because you can keep everything on the D string and it has sort of a darker tone to it. And here you can let it die. So again, that shift, you're going to hear a little bit of a glissando in between those two notes. The keys to making that beautiful are, of course, your first finger is connected to the string the whole time, right? Don't lift and replace at all. But the beauty and sort of that refinedness comes from your right hand, letting off the gas and then reapplying the gas. Go. And then relax. And resist the urge to kick these fourth beats. There's a lot of them. Kind of the same thing like the shift. You sort of just let off the gas with your right hand. So, and then every time it's a nice sort of decay. You can play fourth finger if you want. It's a little bit tricky to get that in tune and also to vibrate. So I use the string crossing to shift again, and that's a great way to hide your shifts. Here in this measure, which is measure 12, I start thinking that I need to get to the frog because I've got 7 beats of this down bow. So I use a lot of bow on the up bows and then not a lot on the down bow. So that when I start measure 13, I'm all the way at the frog because I've got a long way to go. And then this rejoice, nice forte there. And save, this is a little bit where bow distribution doesn't make a ton of sense. You'd think, okay, 3 beats, 1, 2, 3. I can use 3/4 of my bow, and then the last quarter note, I can use the last quarter of my bow. That would make sense, right? It's a lot harder to produce the sound in that last quarter of your bow. So you really need about half the bow for that one beat. Same thing again here in this next measure. There's little tenutos over these because it's rejoice, rejoice, and then again, Emmanuel. So a little bit of those quarter notes have a little bit of a push to them, as you would sing it, right? So always, just always default to how would you sing this. You always kind of sort of decay just so that, again, you start that next phrase in that same dynamic. It's very tricky to not, pow, again, punch those fourth beats all the time, but you won't have anywhere to go, anywhere to grow. We are going to do the repeat, so just keep that in mind, that you have to start looking back to the top again. Let's finish this. I shift down here. Open strings, nice. This is just sort of a note to help us transition to the new key. And whatever fingering and bowing choice you end up doing in the first part, just do the same thing in the second part, because it's the same thing, just a string higher. It's a fifth higher. Do try to follow the bowings though as best you can. But if you've got a perfect take going and you mess up a bowing somewhere, in the middle, it's not really worth trashing that take just to fix a bowing. It's not the end of the world. But it's nice to have us all, if you were in an orchestra, you don't want to be the one person with your bow go in the wrong direction. So we like uniformity, right? So again, I like to shift there because that, again, still has a darker timbre instead of... That's very violinistic, but it's not very, monk-like. It's all pretty much the same idea. Resist the urge to slam those fourth beats. We want to decay and then start from that same dynamic going forwards. This last rejoice is really the highest point of the piece. So this is really the biggest moment. And it's okay if that is if the second rejoice is a little softer. It's not really feasible to play them the same dynamic, especially if we're on a second string. It's a little bit softer. Play open string there, or shift in the string crossing. And when you get to the end, the click track is going to stop abruptly, but you can kind of just keep fading out as long as you can, and leave some space at the end of the video for us to sort of fade everybody out gently and all together. And that's basically it. You can submit many different parts, so do check out those other tutorials. And happy practicing. We'll see you. We'll see you soon.